Hi everyone, my name is Akalanka Peiris, and today I invite you to walk with me through a journey that began as an academic assignment and evolved into a personal call to action. Over the past semester, I explored a subject that is both timely and timeless. What is that? Mental health and well-being in Australian organizations. What I discovered reshaped the way I think about leadership, workplace culture, and my own professional destiny. I began by asking a simple question: why does employee well being still struggle for airtime in boardrooms when stress, burnout, and disengagement cost billions every year? To look for answers, I immerse myself in the literature, scanning beyond blue reports, ABS datasets, and peer reviewed studies in Scopus and Google Scholar. I quickly realized that the problem is not one of awareness but of integration. Well being initiatives often sit on the periphery of strategy instead of at the heart of it. Let's look at the overview of learning experience. My investigation combines secondary research with weekly reflective journaling. Each entry forced me to link theory to practice, connecting Lazarus and Folksman's stress appraisal, coping framework, and the job demand resources model to the stories I heard from employees juggling deadlines and daycare. This iterative loop between evidence and experience sharpened both my analytical edge and my empathy. I was no longer reading about someone else's stress, I was mapping a part to elevate it. At first, reflection felt indulgent. Why linger on feelings when there is data to crunch? Yet the discipline of writing each week uncovered patterns in my own behavior, a tendency to chase perfection, moments of hidden bias, and a blind spot for my own well being cues. By naming those patterns, I could change them. Constructive feedback from peers became something I invited rather than feared because it translated directly into high quality output. When it comes to research and analytical skills, I employed thematic analysis to code 40 plus articles, distilling them into five recurring themes: workload pressure, leadership support, work life balance, help seeking stigma, and the rising role of digital EAPs. Each theme then guided a targeted literature deep dive, synthesizing disparate sources into a coherent narrative demand rigor and build a confidence that will serve me whether I am auditing policies in HR or consulting on organizational change. When it comes to project management skills, balancing research, data analysis, writing, and slide design against other units required more than to-do list. It required a living project plan with milestones and contingency buffers. When competing deadlines hit, I applied critical path thinking. If referencing slipped, the entire house would fall. That vigilance meant every deliverable landed on time, teaching me that pressure, when harnessed methodologically, it is a catalyst for excellence rather than a threat. Translating technical findings into clear, persuasive messages honed my academic writing. I adopted an active voice aligned with Harvard referencing and practiced trimming jargon until even my non business friends could follow the argument. Presenting draft to peers became a rehearsal ground for me where I learned to modulate tone, formal enough for academia yet human enough to resonate. Today's talk is the culmination of that iterative craft. The professional attributes that I gained was beyond skills, this project nurtured attributes that no rubric can fully capture. Ethical reasoning around psychological safety, cultural sensitivity to diverse employee needs, and emotional intelligence in recognizing silent struggles. These competencies position me to lead with both head and heart. Traits increasingly demanded of managers in a post pandemic landscape. When it comes to relevance to my career goals, I aspire to shape organizational policies that put people first, whether in HR, consulting, or organizational development roles. The insights I gathered on stress mitigation, well-being metrics, and evidence-based interventions are directly transferable. Imagine designing a leadership program where the JDR balance is monitored in real time, or advising a startup on embedding mental health KPIs into its OKR dashboard. That is where I see myself adding value. Learning, of course, never stops. My immediate plan is to master Nivivo for qualitative analysis and to join HRI's well-being network to stay abreast of emerging best practice. I also intend to secure an internship in organizational psychology, translating research insights into live corporate pilots. Each step will reinforce the reflective habit that this unit has sparked. If there's one meta lesson is that reflective practice is not a diary exercise. It is a strategic tool. It converts experiences into experiments, setbacks into data, and goals into guided interactions. In a world where workplace demands mutate faster than policy manuals, that mindset is my most durable asset. When it comes to key takeaways, let's see what are the key takeaways that I took. To sum up, I strengthened my research acumen, project management discipline, communication finesse, and most importantly, my capacity for ethical, empathetic leadership. I now stand ready to champion mental health initiatives that move the needle from compliance to culture. I invite you, as fellow professionals, to join me in that mission and as fellow professionals because well being is not a line item, it is the engine of sustainable performances. Thank you so much for your time. Have a nice day.